Yo, it is good, yo. It's your boy Ty back here with another video. In this video today, we are going to be reacting to DBG ranking the best centers in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Now, if this list is anything like the power forward list, we're gonna have a lot to talk about because that power forward list was literally, with all due respect, DBG, one of the worst tier lists I have seen from DBG. But yeah, I'm excited to watch the centers because I'm sure we'll have a lot of differing opinions. If Marc Gasol was on this list, we would differ on his where he would be at. So he and Sabonis aren't on this list. Probably both A tier centers. Maybe Sabonis in S tier, maybe Marc in S tier. We'll see. I'll tell you guys at the end of this video. But before we dive any further, if you are new to my channel and haven't yet, please consider smashing that subscribe button. We're on the road to 80,000 subscribers. Massive shout out to DBG for coming up with this tier list.
Now we're going to look at Daryl Dawkins.
Already 2 minutes in and we got the first card.
Look
at Daryl. When he first was attainable, he was good.
And he dunks.
When he was first attainable. But now I just don't know.
He's a liability. Daryl, he is a huge
a liability. That's crazy to say about Daryl. He's just not good.
His shooting is bad. His defense isn't great.
He
was all right.
If he's C tier, that's where you had dirt in the power forward list. So I don't know.
Like, if you got him after 2 or 3 days,
but yeah, at this stage, he's just not that
I know
good.
some people did, but
he's just not that good at this stage. So
most definitely not a player that I would suggest for people to go out and get because, I mean, I just don't personally think the card is particularly good in my team. Then we've got Al Horford.
This card stinks. Do not put him with Daryl.
Horford's gonna go same tier because there are some quite weak cards on this list.
I don't know about the same tier.
I don't rate Al Horford that highly. I rated Al Horford highly in other years.
When Al first came out, he was okay, but
where I thought that Al Horford had been quite good in 2K.
It's just not
this
anymore.
This year is most definitely not one of those years. But the release, you can green it.
It's not very good. It's not a very good release.
Really focus. You can green that.
One thing I have noticed, if I'm completely locked in, I'll green with anybody.
But
that's one thing I have noticed.
I wouldn't be too high on Horford. Now we got Alonzo Mourning. So Alonzo's B tier.
Alonzo's not bad. He can do some things for you. It's just his release.
He's not as fast as I thought he was going to be. Like, I think everyone thought he was going to be super fast. I mean, he's not slow.
He's just pretty mid overall.
The guy's slow, but he's just not particularly fast. Ben Wallace.
He's A tier at least.
He's the best, probably the best defensive center in the game.
Defensively, he's elite. Only 6'9" though, which hurts a little bit. It's hard for me to rate
Ben because he is good.
He's small.
He is very good. He plays no offense and is a liability on that end of the floor.
Yeah, but he's faster in the pick and roll game.
On one end of the floor. At this stage in the game,
it's like, is Ben better than Will? I don't know. I don't know.
If you do somehow get a fluke and somehow pick up Ben Wallace in the draft nowadays, he is an unbelievable center to have.
Yeah.
And we got Bill Laimbeer.
Yeah, Ben's
I'm putting Bill Laimbeer in B tier because, first of all, he's actually, when you take out his release,
Bill Laimbeer is not bad. Terrible. I've been saying this to you guys.
Like, when you take
a lot of you guys
didn't
agree with me.
Actually,
I tried him on my No Money Spend. He's not very good, but he's not bad
at anything else.
But
my whole thing with
Ben
Wallace, with Bill Laimbeer, is that people don't even realize how big his green window is. He's the biggest green window in the game.
Okay, nobody's greening with Bill Laimbeer.
Does that make him a good shooter? No.
Nobody's.
If you play, if you guys ever seen me using Bill Laimbeer,
Stop it. Nobody's greening with this card. Nobody's greening with him.
Pro stick only, or you play with the meter on. You can green quite easily with Bill Laimbeer. If you're playing no meter, you're not greening at all. You gotta make the meter trigger somehow. But he can green.
I mean, who really uses a meter?
His defense is good. His offense is pretty decent as well.
Now Bill's solid though.
Even without, he's a not terrible card.
Even without
terrible
release, he's okay.
And you can
We're not talking about his green window.
Get used to that release.
It's terrible.
You can definitely get used to that release and make him
it's
usable.
Pretty bad.
McAdoo, I'm gonna put McAdoo in D tier. He's not actually that horrific. He's just by far the worst of the initial.
Yeah, Bob's just not great. Bob's not great.
And I can see why nobody.
Bob used to be good though. Like a couple of years ago, Bob was good
because he was just like the Amethyst token awards. In my opinion, we were better than the Diamonds.
Yeah. Because you had Fred Brown,
equal, if not better than Kyrie Irving.
And then you had Serge.
Current gen definitely better.
Incredible.
Ibaka better than Eaton. Steven Jackson better than Paxson. Like, the Amzus token rewards until Bingo Smith came out were all better than their equivalent in
They were,
Diamonds.
at least,
Except for McAdoo, who was just so
I don't even think McAdoo's that bad. I think we're
Brad.
gassing it. Okay, Brad's not A tier.
His stage in the game, like, is Brad better than Alonzo? No.
He's C tier. He's got to be
Brad
C
bad,
tier. He's got to be C tier. I'm sorry.
Like, he
Who's better, Brad or Daryl Dawkins? I don't know the answer to that. You know, if I go to 2K database, right here, why do I keep typing 1K? If I go to 2K database, right, which I'm about to do right now, and I type in Brad and compare him to an evoed up Daryl Dawkins, you guys tell me who you choose. To me, it's not close. I'm choosing Daryl Dawkins. He's got plus 13 speed, plus 24 lateral quickness. I honestly do not think it's close. I don't think it's close. That's my personal opinion.
Everything. He gets goal bullet.
I don't think it's close.
He's got a lot of really good things about him.
No, like,
he's just not the be-all and end-all player.
I'm definitely taking Daryl Dawkins over Brad.
Like, as far as pink time rewards are going.
So, whether you want to move Daryl Dawkins up or Brad down, I don't care, but they've got to be in the same tier.
He wasn't a bad one to pick up.
At this stage, he is.
If you want to pick him up early, he was one of the better centers in the game. Like.
Yeah, launch day, absolutely.
Like, I don't think outside Jerry Lucas there was a bad pink diamond reward. I really don't. I actually think he's solid. But at the end of the day, though,
I agree. Even Jerry could do something.
It's 10th of November, so he's gonna go B tier. Dan Issel, worthless. Dan Issel is not particularly fast. He's got Kevin Love release. I think later on in the year we actually will get a decent Dan Issel card.
That'd be kind of cool. I think we got a good Dan Issel pink diamond one year.
In my very first 10-0 draft run, and he was solid. Like, he genuinely.
DBG went 10-0 in the draft. Did I hear that right or no? I must be hearing that wrong because I do not think DBG is doing all that. You know, I don't know.
That was the week 1 draft, so I don't see myself choosing to use Dan Issel ever again. But yeah,
if there's
no brainer, S tier.
The best center in the game, still to this day. I don't care about Marcus
in the game, bar none.
Marcus does not compare to him. Arvidas Sabonis does not compare to him.
Forget about KG. It's D-Rob.
Oh, okay, let's settle down.
KG at the 4, D-Rob at the 5 might be the new meta. That really might be the meta.
Maybe.
But forget about
maybe we'll see.
And like trying to argue KG better than D-Rob. Maybe if you're splashing, you just need your center to set screens and roll and play defense. But for 98% of players, the best center in the game is going to be Dame Drop.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to that. I think it's close, but I'm gonna come back to that argument that you said David Robinson is so much better than Kevin Garnett. Release wise, yes. What else? I mean, outside of his release, what else? Kevin Garnett has a better 3-ball. Kevin Garnett is better defensively. Kevin Garnett is faster. Kevin Garnett is a better dunker. Kevin Garnett is a better rebounder. Kevin Garnett badge-wise is better. I don't know. I don't know if I see that Hall of Fame interceptor as well. I don't know. I don't know, DBG. I think it's close. D-Rob. And then the following day, Marc Gasol gets released, and then D-Rob, and then he has the audacity to say Marc Gasol is better than D-Rob. So Marc Gasol is better than KG.
It's DeAndre Ayton. And
that's funny.
For anyone, aka the one person is going to be reacting to this, who will mention, "Oh, I saw you miss 7 in a row with a freestyle."
You did. Clank, 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 clank. Is that 7? Clank.
That same person saw me hit 5 in a row with him. Green 5 3-pointers in a row with this guy online. This guy is A, potentially S. In my opinion, better than Wilt.
Shaq. Better than Wilt?
He is not better than Mutombo. He is not better anywhere near David Robinson.
He is not better than Wilt. That is terrible.
He might be the 5th option.
That is terrible to say. He's better than Wilt Chamberlain. That is terrible. Because Wilt gets these animations that are so incredibly crazy. Wilt's wingspan and player model is so much better. How is DeAndre Ayton better than Wilt? I personally don't see it at all. One bit. I know he's faster. I know he's better lateral quickness. There's just something about Wilt Chamberlain this year that if you have him, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Wilt is just different. He's just different. And DeAndre Ayton for his budget is good. But a top 5 center is crazy.
This one's not actually terrible. Like, I'm just DeAndre Jordan is surprising.
The diamond DeAndre Jordan's actually pretty solid. The diamond one really is not bad.
Like, diamond DeAndre is hovering. He's hovering between B and A. I'm gonna put him into A because I think DeAndre Jordan is Chamberlain.
I mean, it's
definitely worse.
He's
He's not that
basically
much worse.
DeAndre Ayton. Nobody's greening with DeAndre Ayton. In the corner, yes. Outside of the corner, you're
But
not.
yeah,
greening.
like he can't shoot, but he plays great defense. He's more of an inside presence than Ben Wallace. He does rebound better than Ben.
DeAndre Jordan does his job.
I cannot shoot. He's a lot.
Like he just does his job.
Okay, so then we've got Demarcus Cousins. He's not good.
He stinks.
Like,
He
currently
literally
draft,
stinks.
But he's not it.
Demarcus Cousins
is
stinks,
not it
man.
at all. Buggy. I'm gonna put Buggy in C.
That
He's
dude
not the worst
literally
player in the
stinks.
world. I think it would be a bit harsh to put him lower than that, but he's C. Dikembe Mutombo, S.
He still is S to this
No
day.
question
I don't care
about-
about Marc Gasol. I don't care about any card that comes out.
Dikembe S tier.
is so elite
The guy
all the way around.
runs the floor at an elite
He,
rate.
I don't know if there's anybody that rebounds better than
He
Dikembe.
dunks
I just don't know if there
very
is.
well. So, what am I on here? Yeah, he does run the floor at a very high rate, surprisingly enough, especially on next gen. His shooting leaves a bit to be desired.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It really doesn't.
His
It
shooting
really
does
doesn't.
leave a bit to be desired.
His shot's
Because of
baited,
his
but
ratings.
it's
His
so
ratings
easy to
are
green.
good. His hotspots are good. But
So
it gets
easy
baited.
to green. It is baited, but
He
it's
gets baited.
so
He's-
easy to
like
green.
his release is very, very baited. So for that reason, I'm not the highest in Dikembe shooting.
I love Dikembe.
But if you leave Dikembe wide open, he'll hit the shots.
Knockdown.
So that is
chicken.
that is a big thing.
He
with
is
that,
so
is
elite.
that if you
Dikembe
leave
is
him
elite.
wide open, he will hit. He's also the paint man.
Obviously, this is going to change, right? Obviously, we do know Marc Gasol is out. Obviously, we do know some other people are out. And I'm recording this earlier, so if there's any cards that come out, on the following days, I'm recording this on Sunday because I'm going to be in Minnesota. So if there's other cards that come out that aren't on this list,
argue in the game is a better paint masher. And someone like
Will can mash,
an Eaton gets very similar paint mash animations to him, but I think Mutombo's just a little bit better
top
overall.
masher.
But yeah, so Dikembe, no-brainer. Absolute no-brainer S-tier player. Okay, so next we got Dwight. Amethyst Dwight. Dwight can move. If you get him in draft.
When that
you get him in draft,
Amethyst
you actually have
Dwight,
a pretty
like
good
early
player
in the
in house.
game, he was good. Definitely was solid. Good as Daryl Dawkins?
You actually
Absolutely
have a genuinely
not.
good player in your hands.
But he's
if You
okay.
can get him in draft. But
Is he going to put Pink Diamond Dwight
this
in
Dwight,
S?
oh my. You know what? I'm going to have to move my tiers. I'm going to move a lot of you guys down.
Don't move Daryl Dawkins
D
down.
tier. Just so I can move you down, you down, you down, you down.
Ah, that's terrible. You put DeAndre Ayton over Big Ben. That is terrible. That
looks better right now.
Terrible. That is terrible, DBG.
That looks
That
a lot
is
better
terrible.
Right
No, it doesn't. It looks worse. That's terrible.
okay.
No way we're putting DeAndre Ayton over Ben Wallace. There's just no there's just no way, right? Like
Let's
no
go.
way,
Joe
right?
Barry Carl.
He
kinda
stinks.
sucks.
You got to get
He's
blocks
D-tier.
with him for XP, but he stinks.
Again, he's another player that I'm like, I probably should like, but actually, I don't even know why I'm saying I probably should like him. He's a big body. Doesn't do anything.
I feel like
else.
sometimes during tier list,
Gonna be a
DBG
big
just
body.
says anything.
Joel Embiid.
Like, why would you
I
ever
mean,
like
he's
Joe Barry
not
Carroll?
unusably bad. He's not good either. So we're gonna put Joel
I'd never
Embiid
use
in there.
Embiid, I
and
don't think.
This Joel Embiid, that's a tough one. He
I don't think
might
it's
go
tough.
S. He
I think it's
really
A
might go
tier.
S.
I've never came up against the Joel Embiid and had issues. I don't
Like,
think. I just think he's
I
an
think
A
this might
tier
be a
player.
harsh A tier inclusion for him. It really might be a harsh.
I think
I'm gonna
A
put
tier
him in
is
S. Kareem A. I think we've actually had a decent enough one. Yeah. Like I'm happy with all these guys in A tier. I'm happy with Ayton down and A now with Kareem. Because I think it is all preference. The likes of Kareem, Wilt, Ayton, all those guys. I think it's genuine.
I just hate Ayton mentioned with Wilt. I don't know what it is. I hate it. If you've used Wilt, you know.
So
No.
Carl Anthony Towns. Kant's just better, Boogie. So
Don't compare
Cat's gonna
him
go
to
B.
Boogie. Anyways,
B tier.
Cat's
Awesome.
not. I will say Cat's not comparable to Pink Diamond Big Ben. Pink Diamond Big Ben at B tier is
Defensively, Cat can
ridiculous.
still hold his own. Like Cat still does a
Pink
job.
Diamond
on offense in
Big
this
Ben
game.
at B
It's just
tier
on
is
defense,
ridiculous.
He's non-existent. And he has been non-existent since the day he came out.
I'll
Like, you
pick up Big
genuinely
Ben,
could
honestly.
not.
I
you
love
couldn't
Big
get
Ben,
away with
so.
using Cat in defense the day he came out in September.
Yeah. We
He's
don't need
terrible.
to slander Cat, okay? We don't need to
Yes,
slander Cat.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he was.
Don't need to
September
slander
23.
him.
And that's a bad sign. Like if you can't use a card in, or if
I
Cat is
get it.
bad in
Stop
defense in
slandering
September,
Cat though.
What the hell are they going to be like in November? And the answer is horrendous.
He's B
Absolutely
tier.
horrendous.
You haven't met B
But
tier.
at
He's
the same
actually
time,
not that bad if he's
still,
horrendous.
to this day, more than usable on the offensive end. So think if you really want to use Cat, you can. He's just better. Mikhail's S. Or Porzingis A, Mikhail S. I accidentally put Porzingis
Pink Diamond Mikhail is S.
The wrong tier, and Mikhail in the wrong tier. But
again, I'd rather have Pink Diamond Big Ben than KP.
Mikhail has got
but it is all preference.
7'11" wingspan. A really good three-pointer.
Mikhail is good. Mikhail is good. Absolutely. Hello?
Let's just explain it again. 7'11" wingspan. He's Dino built. He's literally got...
You know who has an 8-foot wingspan, DBG? Wilt Chamberlain.
Got the El Dino build.
But you don't care about that with Wilt, right? You don't care about that with Wilt.
Comes
You're not even going to talk about that with Wilt.
They don't get called as much this year. Oh my god, what the hell? Like, oh, I'm playing a draft mode game while doing this.
What in the DBG?
And I'm getting hit with the no, but your buttons don't work glitch. I'm currently getting hit with the your buttons
playing
don't work.
A draft mode game?
The only thing I can do is call a timeout and pause the game. My player's just running around with the ball. I'm spamming to pass and he won't pass. Pause and he gets very, very bad badges. Like, surprisingly, he gets really bad badges. If you guys don't know what's going on, like, just take a look at this. Take a look at this, lad.
Yeah, I don't know.
Every single possession, I cannot do anything.
This is bad, too. This is bad.
Glitch I've ever faced.
That's bad. That's bad.
And this has been going on for a quarter. Aldridge is, like, low A.
I hate LaMarcus Aldridge. I cannot stand LaMarcus Aldridge at all. I just can't. I cannot stand him.
It's tough, because if you know what you're doing with this Aldridge, with, like, his Dream Shake and half post spin technician, you can actually get some insane animations.
Like, sure, I guess.
Like, I've post spin big guys with him. Like, anyone can post spin a guard, but he can actually post spin big guys. But Aldridge, for me, he's one of those really underrated players.
I don't think so. Anybody that ever sends in their team with LaMarcus Aldridge, he's getting up out of
between
there.
These two tiers, but
can you move Big Ben
way
up,
better than
please?
Defense.
He's better than Cat.
So he's gonna go A tier.
Yes, I'm not arguing that. Mark,
now we're gonna fill out the worthless tier players. You are a garbage.
That's terrible, DBG. That's terrible. Don't make me load up with Marvin Bagley and drop 40 on you. That's terrible. Marvin Bagley's not bad.
Marvin Bagley. You are the worst player I've ever used in this game. I don't care what anyone says.
Am I missing something?
You are worthless. You are absolutely worthless. Like, oh man. I used him so many times when you use Sapphire Centers, and I just kept saying to myself, why the hell did I not just use a gold card?
Probably because you can't post spin with him. You gotta use some skillfulness.
Marvin Bagley.
Marvin Bagley's good.
Out for my gold center, who was at the end of my bench almost every time I used him. Anytime I picked him in the draft, he got destroyed. This guy, along with Nikola Vucevic, are the two worst centers.
Marvin Bagley's not bad, guys. He's probably
players literally
C tier, honestly.
Through them. Guards
D tier, probably.
They cannot rebound. They cannot shoot.
Yeah, Marvin Bagley can't shoot.
They will miss 90% of their shots.
Maybe you got a green then. How about that?
They cannot.
Stop slandering. I'm not listening to you slander him.
Oh, Trez sucks.
Montrez does.
Trez absolutely.
Like, imagine them releasing him into the token market. He stinks.
He is ridiculous.
I'm pretty sure they released like some XB challenge with Montrez. I think. I don't know.
Worthless tier for him. Okay, then we got Mark Eaton. I'm gonna put Mark Eaton C just because he is just a big, huge player.
Mark Eaton at C tier is terrible. He sucks.
He's got 99 block and he's 7 for 4. I can't know.
He has 25 speed and 25 lateral quickness with 70 stamina.
He is paint matches everybody.
He is terrible.
Does he like kind of suck? Yeah.
He does suck. Not even kind of. He does suck.
3 dudes with 60 speed. He does kind of suck, but he's gonna go C tier. Muscala. Now this guy is going C as well.
I'm not using my
this
Muscala,
guy
so
can
I can't really
shoot
say.
And he can run.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
he's like
he
a
can
way
shoot.
better version of Larry Markkinen. He is not worthless. He has actually blocked. He has a 55 block, but he has actually blocked a few shots for me. The gap between Mike Muscala and Marvin Bagley are night and day. Do not.
Okay, let's just see. So I've not used Mike Muscala, but I've used Marvin Bagley. So I'll give you guys an unbiased answer, right? An unbiased answer. So let's see it. Marvin Bagley, Mike Muscala. Who is the better player? Muscala is a way better shooter. And defensively, he honestly is just as good, if not better. Where Marvin Bagley has the advantage is, in the inside scoring, which really doesn't matter. So a lot of times I'm not going to agree with DBG, but I'm going to agree with DBG. Muscala is better than Marvin Bagley, but Marvin Bagley's not a garbage can.
I'll compare these two guys. You're going to say, oh, Muscala's a better Marvin Bagley. No. Muscala is like
That's fine.
Vucevic / Markkanen. If the 55 block
Muscala's not bad, right? I mean,
some players have like a 60 block rate.
Looking at his stats, he was okay.
That's the way Mike Muscala is.
He's
He's not the greatest interior. Like if he was better at anything else, he would be higher. But like, he's got range. He's one of the best shooters in the game.
92 3 balls.
Set shot
crazy.
4 is fine off the catch. If not, he's a sniper. He's
gonna hit set shot 4.
Really, really good.
That is terrible.
Mark Eaton level, I guess. 25 speed is kind of a hindrance, but
I mean, if you use Yao Ming or Mark Eaton, I just don't know. Outside of Ken can use
Robinson,
whoever you want.
Same.
Can a goat, man.
Like Mitchell Robinson is just going to paint mash on dudes. Like
I liked Mitchell Robinson. When I used Mitchell Robinson, I honestly didn't mind the card at all.
Is a bad player.
It was fine.
And it's not like Robinson is also not my kryptonite. Anytime I play Mitchell Robinson, I lose. I don't think I've lost a game this year with Mitchell Robinson in my squad. If you guys have ever seen me on stream,
Mitchell Robinson,
there is no player I'm more scared of than Silver Mitchell Robinson.
Silver?
Especially Silver Mitchell Robinson and some dude running with 2 pink diamonds. There is nobody I'm more scared of.
What am I even?
Mitchell Robinson. He has the best block animation in the game. At any stage this year, ridiculous centers in the game. Moses and Malone. Ooh.
Moses is solid. I'm gonna just say that. Moses is solid.
He does not get the last spot in S tier, but he's not far off. Moses and Malone, in my opinion, is better Dwight Howard. He's Dwight Howard with a bit of a jump shot.
Okay, that's fine.
I
don't like his release enough to be that high on him.
Pretty badly, but he can hit wide open from the corners. He can hit from mid, shoot the ball on the free throw line. His speed is very, very good.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it, DBG. I don't hate it.
His perimeter defense is good. His interior defense is good. A little bit undersized at 6'10", but he still bullies people on boards, especially if you are playing on power forward. But he's gonna go into A tier, and the reason he's going into A tier is our S tier, last S tier spot, Miles Turner.
I don't mind it because I like Smiles.
This is just a preference question. I don't think anyone's really gonna argue about David Robinson and Kevin McHale. It all depends. If you want an inside big, the best of the rest is Dwight Howard. So these two guys, if you want an inside big, Dwight's
I just think D-Rob and McHale, obviously there's some new cards out, right? Sabonis is out. That's another dude. You also got Marcus Gasol, which I think if you got Marcus Gasol and those two, then I'd replace Joe Libby and Miles Turner with those two. Like, those two would be moved down. I'd have Marcus Gasol up there. I'd have Sabonis up there at that top tier. For me, that's my personal opinion.
Big, the best are probably Miles Turner or Embiid.
Because for me, I mean,
a hybrid, Dikembe or DeAndre Ayton, if you put the right bads in, you put like catch and shoot on DeAndre Ayton. Like
I'm not listening to DeAndre Ayton.
Like him fully badged up and stuff. He's outside of Dwight Howard and Moses Malone. He's probably next best. And then Moses Malone, you could argue up here as well.
Ben Wallace is still getting slept on. I'm just throwing that out there. Big Ben is getting slept on still.
I don't think you really argue Kareem, Kristaps, Aldridge, and to be honest, I don't even think you could argue Ayton.
You could argue Big Ben. I'm telling you guys, Big Ben Wallace is a guy you could argue.
I think that's.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Jokic.
I might start using Big Ben.
Now I'm gonna put an asterisk here. Jokic involves you running your offense through your center, and there are
I don't mind
about
it a B tier.
20 players in the world that can use Jokic effectively.
I don't mind it a B tier.
Just because RCA
Ben Wallace got to move up.
Players in the world, can use is brilliant with Jokic does not mean that he is this spectacular card. And I get the argument being like, oh, you just don't know how to use him. And this is the one time I will ever.
I like what DBG is saying.
You don't know how to use him, Brigade.
I really like what DBG is saying.
Any credit, I know how to use Jokic. I just don't like using Jokic. And
I just don't know about point centers in general. That's just my opinion.
97% of people that I see using this Jokic do not run him as a point center. They use him as a popper, which he can't really do at a high rate because his release is so slow. Or they just use him as an inside.
Nah, but Jokic has the same release as the newer card that just came out that you're a big fan of. I don't understand, DB.
If you're using Jokic as an inside big, it
don't
sucks.
Understand.
You got to use Jokic to run your offense through. You got to be running set plays. You got to take advantage of his bullet passer, his ability to pass the ball.
Definitely do, though. I mean, he's definitely right on that. You got to push the ball with rebounds. And with his bullet, he's going to be able to dot the corners on the fast break. There are so many things that Jokic does. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to have to give him A tier. But he's not better than Big Ben. I will hold
the vast majority of players, Jokic is going to suck. So I just have to put that caveat there. LaFrance, sniper, just too slow.
B is probably fine. His release is great. I do want to say Rafe's release is great.
Only problem with LaFrance, he's just slow. He's just slow.
I mean, what does he give you on the defensive end? But on his release is chick.
Rashawn Holmes.
He stinks. That card stinks.
C or B?
He stinks.
Like Rashawn Holmes, I don't think he's terrible.
He's 6'8". What is he doing?
Weird poor man's Moses Malone.
No way you're comparing Rashawn Holmes to Ben Wallace. Like, this is where I think I draw the line. You're comparing this card to this card. And this, to me, is just ridiculous. He's 6'10". I thought he was 6'8". But this, to me, is just ridiculous. I think Ben Wallace is so much better than Rashawn Holmes, and I don't even think it is close. Yes, Rashawn Holmes is better in the post. I get all that. A little better 3-ball. I get all that. But the fact of the matter is you're comparing Rashawn Holmes to one of the best inside bigs in the game,
like
and I don't like
all right.
it. I have a big problem with that.
Speed is good, like, for a center, but he's only 6'10".
69 3-ball. I just don't know.
Similar to Moses Malone. His release is okay. It's the Mo Bamba release. Like,
I'd put him in C tier, but I guess. That's
the best way to describe him.
Really poor man.
I'll give him B. Rick Smits, wherever Yao is, in these giant player tiers. Rudy Gobert is going to be in the same. These low speed giants just mash people. However, the best of them all, Sung Jin Ha.
He is not bad. He is
or
not bad.
as 2K call him, Sung Jun Ha.
He is not bad.
He has had one card ever. He has had one card ever in 2K. He is the first ever player from Korea to be added into my team. And 2K spelled his name wrong.
I will say, to do challenges, he was super easy to do the challenges with. Super easy to do challenges with.
Not Ha Sung Jin. The reason why he's in C tier, not in D tier, or say he's in B tier, not in C tier, he's got 60 speed. And his player model is way bigger than everybody else.
It is ridiculous.
His player model is
Talk about a dude that's literally massive.
He blocks
that's
everything.
Him. He's massive.
He can kind of shoot in the corners.
He can. I green for him. I green with him.
And he gets all the dunk animations.
That card, he's good.
Imagine a Rick Smits, but plus 45. Imagine a Rick Smits or a Yao Ming, but plus like.
And that's the thing. He's a giant that can run a little bit.
That's what you're getting for Ha Sung Jin. Okay, next we got Shaq. Sorry,
A tier maybe. Hello.
Next we have got Shaq.
Shaq
is going in
A, right?
A, just because he's a big body.
His stamina is super low though. His stamina is way too low.
He will last 73 seconds on the floor without getting Gatorade symbol.
Literally.
I just picked up a random number out of my head, but
it's probably right.
The fact is, anyone who's ever used Shaq probably thought, maybe he has a reason, because it is in and around 73 seconds with how long Shaq lasts before he hits Gatorade symbol. I have never seen a player get tired.
And his stamina is like 75. Nobody really thought of anything of it right away.
He bodies people.
But
like, if you are using MosTurner, you're going to get eaten alive by Shaq. But also Shaq
he gets tired. When we get another Shaq, he's going to be so good.
And even if you want a big body with like 75 plus speed that can just destroy people, just get Eaton. Eaton can do that with higher stamina. I can kind of shoot.
Yeah, Eaton, might be better than Shaq, honestly.
So, Shaq, A tier.
But Shaq still is A tier.
Vin Baker, D.
I thought Vin was going to be okay.
His stats look really good when he first came out.
Right, they did. I thought he was going to be good.
Vin Baker first came out at the start of the game.
I don't know about D. I don't think he's that bad, but he's not good.
He's not. Wendell Carter Jr., I'll give him C tier. And that's being kind to Wendell Carter Jr. He's kind of a stretch big.
He's not that bad, DBG. Like, I'd rather use Wendell than Boogie. If you want to go there.
He's a giant. The difference is, again, he's got plus 20 speed in the Yao Ming, and he can actually shoot the 3-ball. He's got less speed than Ha.
Ha is way better than Big
but
Z.
He shoots
I'm going to just throw that out there right now. Ha is way better than Big Z.
Okay, I was just going to go.
I just don't know about Big Z.
I mean...
Can you move Big Ben up? Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Jordan is like a tweener.
Do you guys notice something? Whenever I say something, DBG does it later on in the video. It's like, I don't just blow smoke. I tell you guys stuff that should happen. Wilt is A tier.
That is pretty much it, Lance.
B, move Big Ben up. Fantastic. Now this tier list,
the center's tier list,
starting to look pretty good.
Last position tier list of the month. I will go back to normally like looking at stats, like what we used to do, looking at stats of all these guys, a little bit later on. The reason we haven't done that is, again, like those videos lasting 50 minutes, and I'm still
overall. I do think this tier list is pretty good all the way through. A lot better than the power forward tiers, but that's gonna wrap it up for our video today, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.